most boozer. It seems they're shuffling the deck.
No question about it. They bring in the Spanish League MVP and Nikola Mirotic. They've had some good draft choices as well, so a lot of new bodies for the Bulls.
Now here's Leonard. The drive by Green. San Antonio shooting their first free throws of the game.
Well, this was a very consistent free throw shooting team a year ago. They shot about 79%.
You know, Kevin, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
And the Bulls making a change here. Brooks checked in. Butler kicks to Brooks. His three-pointers off the mark.
And for the Bulls, you have to remember that Derrick Rose is still in his mid-20s, so with his injuries pushing back the timetable slightly and a new luxury tax structure that's more punitive than ever, the Bulls opted to go a little younger and control their costs.
Now here's Brooks. Out to the wing. And Dunleavy gets it to go in.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
And guys, you know it, the Bulls are a financially conservative team. I mean, probably the most reluctant among big market teams to pay the luxury tax. So they're trying to win and turn a profit, and until they're in legitimate position to win a title, you can't fault them for that. In one phrase, it's called managing the business. Tony could well be the best point guard penetrator in the game. I mean, he's great at finding the seam and getting the ball up and off glass before the shot blocker can recover. And once the ball hits the glass and comes off, it's a no-touch zone for the defender.
And they'd love to have a few more easy baskets like that to kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
He dishes it to Duncan. Shot left block, uses the glass to drop it in.
And Parker with the quickness to win that race to the rim, and then his great touch, able to use English or just a spin on the ball to drop it in. Even when the defense gets there early, it seems like Parker's able to use that tear gun.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
And there's an intentional foul, but I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, tough to explain that one. It looks like he just lost his focus.
And for Parker now coming into his 30s, the question, how will his game, so based on speed, Clark, and elusiveness, how will it age?
Well, you know, I think that's a fair question. His game is not as much athleticism as it is those attributes of speed and quickness and elusiveness. I think the elusiveness can hang around for a while. The speed will go. But the fact he's improved as a jump shooter, I think will continue to allow him to be pretty good at getting to the rim.
And so it's San Antonio with it, following the miss by Derrick Rose. Duncan with the screen on Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside, Ginobili can't hit. Some solid defense from Butler.
Well contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shooter.
Defense is about effort and commitment and discipline. He's a good defender because of those things.
Rose, Duncan with the block, and they're able to recover. Butler kicks to Rose. Here's Noah. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Great job. Taking right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Well, with Derrick Rose out of commission last season, the Bulls again look to run their offense through Joakim Noah in the high post. And he assisted on almost 25% of their made baskets when he was on the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Bellinelli comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Parker.
And Noah last season becoming the first center to lead his team in assists in over 2 decades. Tallied 14 assists in 1 game. I mean, that was the first time in 35 years a center was able to do that.
And Joakim Noah, the highest assist average since Vlade Divac over a decade ago.
And he became only the 5th center in NBA history to average at least 12 points, 11 boards, and 5 assists per game. That's pretty impressive, partner.
And blocked. And they'll keep possession. And that one's good. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Mills with it. Some solid defense from Butler.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Stolen away. And Mills with a clear path to the hoop. Good.
And you can see the importance of that steal. I mean, really a 4-point turnaround with the conversion at the other end right there.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, you negate a basket at one end, score at the other. Now is when the momentum can really shift. Tell you what, if there's success on the boards in this first quarter is any indication, it's going to be a good day.
And rebounds usually are a good indicator.
Absolutely, Clark. No one in his airspace on that dunk.
Yeah, but come on, Kevin. The defense can't let that happen.
I hope they don't let it happen more. It's fun to watch that guy fly.
Just a gift, 2 points they gave up. That's awful. Looks like he's trying to find a groove in this game. Just hasn't had it dialed in yet.
It's Ginobili with the drive. Chicago grabs the miss.
Good percentage shot, though. That's one they'll take any day of the week.
For three, Dunleavy. Oh, and he just knocked out. From the buzzer beater.
Oh, what a three at the horn. They end the quarter on a high note with a big shot.
I'll say that'll put a little bounce in their step coming back out of this break.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Bulls.
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in this first half.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
Gibson is the four with Saul in the middle. Brooks is out there with Heinrich. And it's Mirotic in at the three, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but you know, another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
The Spurs making a switch here. Duncan's checked in. Now here's Duncan. Outside Leonard. The shot is off. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Clark, you think of how much success the Spurs have had, and it's almost as if they can plug anyone in, and they are immediately on the same page and working as a unit.
Well, they make it look easy. But there's a lot of work that goes into that. They evaluate the players they bring in, wanting to fit them into a culture that already exists, and the continuity and consistency you get from the top down. Greg Popovich, Tim Duncan, and you got those guys in place. Then you throw in Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker. You know, you've got a group that you can win with for a long time, and they've done just that.
The dive for the ball, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. We play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter.
It is with the Spurs, as you said, a matter of anyone wearing their uniform has a complete understanding of what they need to do on offense or defense to win.
Now here's Duncan. Parker kicks to Leonard. And it's good in the assist by Parker. Leonard's got 5.
Seems like guarding him on the perimeter is not a priority for this defense, but it will become one if he continues to knock them down.
Three-pointer, Brooks. Shot is off. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
And you know, with the Spurs, I remember games last year where their stars were out or being rested, and they would still win games because of the strength of their reserves, and they didn't have to make adjustments as they marched through the playoffs. They basically kept on keeping on, doing what they had done all season.
Heinrich passes to Gasol. Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close. Well-contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shooter.
Defense is about effort and commitment and discipline. He's a good defender because of those things.
That puts them in the lead. And it's 6 points for Parker.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
From deep, Brooks. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
Now here's Parker. He has 6. Leonard kicks to Parker. Fires for 3. The rebound by Gasol. There's something of a bounce-back season for Pau Gasol in 2013-14. Steve, with better health and a return to playing in the middle more often.
Yeah, you know, he dealt with a few nagging injuries, Kevin, but scored better, rebounded better. Nice to see him show that he's really still an elite big after struggling a couple seasons ago.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And for Powell, with an expiring contract, trade rumors swirled all season long. That's nothing new for him. He's been hearing them for years.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gibson. Hunley comes in for Mirotic. Butler, he's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. And it's Rose in for Aaron Brooks. Here's Duncan, following the score by Derrick Rose. Here's Parker, and another basket for San Antonio.
And Powell last season making $20 million a year. Hard for the Lakers to trade him when they wanted cap space. In the end, he found a new home and a new start in free agency.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Gentlemen, a close partnership between Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau and center Joakim Noah. Noah said, quote, "The way each of us sees the game can be totally different, but he'll fight anybody to win, and I will too." Noah says Thibodeau's changed too, adding, "He's opened up a lot more, asking how we're doing, what we're thinking." Kevin?
They're really the backbone of that team. Thanks, Doris. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got the lead up to 4 now for the Spurs.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And it's good on the assist by Parker. Now it's a 6-point San Antonio lead. Outside Rose. There's 53 seconds left in the first half of the game.
Derrick Rose, the 2011 MVP, but major injuries to his knees have cost him most of the last 2 seasons. Only time will tell if he's able to reclaim that elite status in the NBA.
And you recall Derrick Rose had some knee issues at Memphis as well.
Yeah, nothing nearly as serious as what he's encountered recently. But hey, he's only 26. Even if he doesn't win another MVP, I think he's still got a good chance to be an impact player, a high-level impact player, even an all-star going forward.
Now here's Gibson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And the dunk by Rose.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, you got to ride.